Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 227 of Why Did I Buy This? This is a series for crafters or for people who want to be crafters to show you ways that you can use products that are going to help you make some really fun, really exciting paper crafted projects. We like to make cards and scrapbook pages and 3D items, and it's just a great way to connect and share techniques and be part of a bigger community. My name is Lindsay Mann. I'm from Canada, and I love getting to share what I'm working on in my studio with you. So today's a great day because I'm going to show you some of my favorite tools, and that has to do with blending. I love blending, and I think that blending is a perfect touch to add to your Christmas projects. As you're tuning in, please say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you've watched the series before, I'd love to know that. Now's a good time to share this video. If you'd like to make sure you don't miss one, you can hit like and subscribe. That's always a good thing to do to make sure you catch up on all the things I release. And yeah, it's great to see you. What are you working on in your studio? Are your Christmas cards done yet? Mine are in process. I try to get them in the mail usually the first week of December. So that's my aim. The last week and this, I was away for a couple weeks. Then I have had a really busy couple weeks of classes. So I haven't quite focused on my own crafting yet for Christmas cards, but it's coming, I promise. Yeah, and of course I work on Christmas cards all fall long while I'm doing videos, so that's good because I can kind of tuck things away, but I do have some more to make. Yeah, be sure to leave me some comments. It's always good to catch up with you and get to say hi to you. And you can let me know, like I said, if you've watched the show before, or if you'd like to let me know where you're tuning in from, that's always great. Okay, so a couple of things. As we're rounding the month of November into December, I have 2 more in-person classes. So if you live locally and would like to participate, I actually have one tomorrow. We're playing some fun games of bingo as well as crafting with the Snowy Wonders theme, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm really excited about this class. I have 2 spots left. So if you're local and you're like, hey, I'm not doing anything tomorrow afternoon, reach out because I will add you to my list. Secondly, I have a class coming up on December 7th, 1 to 4, and this is a paper gingerbread decorating class. This class is going to be such a good time, and you are going to have so much fun making never-ending gingerbread cards for because they're not ever going to go bad, right? So you can definitely tune in for that, and if you're local, make sure you let me know you'd like to come. I've got a few spots left, so be sure to let me know right away. There's some really nice treats for you in this class too. I have lots of gifties for you to come, and it's one of those classes where you can pay a fee or stamp for free, and I'll let you know how you can stamp for free at that class. Okay, so today we're going to be working with blending brushes, and here's why you need a blending brush in your collection. Many of you probably have them. These are a good basic thing to have. They kind of look like makeup brushes. They're very soft, and they just add a really nice texture to the background. You can make it soft or dark, and you can really add some fun shading. So I'm going to show you a couple projects using that today. Hello, Deborah. Good to see you. Hi, Pat. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, I'm going to do the awkward transition so you can see my hands, and we're going to get started with our crafting. As you can tell, I'm very tech savvy. I'm more of a crafter than I am a somebody who likes technology, but that's okay. And now I have to zoom in. Come on. Why is this doing this? Not that. Sometimes Facebook really likes to zoom. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. There we go. We're going to go out a little bit. Yeah. Come on. Nope. I swear it's not usually this awkward, but we're going to do. I'm just going to take this out of the stand for 1 second. You guys love me, right? This. Okay. Now we're going to zoom. There's something weird going on with Facebook here. It's not letting me do my normal zoom. Okay. Okay, that's a little over zoomed, but I think we should be able to make that work. Okay, so sorry for the technical problems. Okay, so just as a reminder, here are the 2 details for the classes I have coming up. One is tomorrow, so you're gonna need to let me know like within the next couple hours if you'd like to come to that. And then we've got the cookie and cards, which is our chance to decorate gingerbread cards. So much fun. Okay, now what I wanted to show you is a really affordable bundle. This is called Bauble Blooms, and not only is it cute for Christmas, but you could obviously make it work for other themes. There's some fun 2-step flowers in there, but today we're going to be working with the Christmas part of it. And what I love about a bundle like this is it comes with a just enough die set. So it's not going to give you a lot of extras, but it gives you all the main things that you need to make this stamp set work. And because we're working with a smaller die set, it's a really affordable bundle. It's under $50 Canadian. So it's hard to come by a bundle with a die set that is under $50. So that's always kind of nice when you can sort of try it out. You will need a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but you could use the Baby Boss, the little one, which is only about $80. And then you can use that with our small embossing folders as well as our smaller stamp sets and dies. Okay, so let's get started. I've already done some die cutting, and here you can see I have cut out our little bauble. So this is like a Christmas ornament, and it's got a topper that I've cut out with gold foil, and then this is just done with basic white. So as promised, I'm going to bring in my blending brushes. So you can see our blending brushes are sold in a set of 3, and they are lovely for adding color to your background. And I like to group mine together in like colors. So my pinks I'll go with one brush, my yellows I'll go with another brush, greens and so on. So you'll notice that I'm starting off the page and I'm dragging that ink onto my little bauble here. And then I'm going to turn it and just keep adding color along the edges of it. So this is really, really soft and simple, and I'm using Pretty in Pink as my color. So pink isn't a traditional Christmas color, but I do love pink in Christmas cards. Do you like pink in Christmas cards, or are you more the traditional red and green kind of crafter? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so here you can see I'm just adding in that background, and now that's to my liking. So really pretty, and I've left the center lighter. I just wanted to give that focal point. So next I'm going to bring in the stamp that coordinates. Now there's a 2-step stamp, but I'm just going to use the leaf part of this stamp, and I'm going to ink that up in Pretty in Pink and then stamp that inside our ornament like that. And so you can see that detail is added in, which is really, really cute. Now there is a stamp, like a couple of greetings that you can choose from. I love this Joyous Wishes to You and Yours. And so we're going to add in with basic black our little greeting. So far really simple, right? It's just easy and cute. And the blending brush has done a lot of the work on that. Now I'm going to grab my multi-purpose glue and just add a little bit of glue along the top of the ornament. And that is going to allow us to add the metal looking topper. And that's going to be how you would, add it to a tree. And then I'm going to bring in from the Modern Christmas Designer Series paper a tag, and I'll show you where I got the tag from. You can see it's a specialty Designer Series paper that I pulled in. I just really love this scripted fa la 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 la. But here you can see from the Festive Friends dies, which we're going to use on the next card as well, I have here a really nice sized tag. And I love this size of tag because you could easily add a piece of white paper here and do your to from, and you don't have to write on teeny tiny itty bitty tags. Of course, you could use this as a tag as well, but today we're gonna make a card with it. So I'm gonna keep putting this together. So with a tag, it's nice to kind of finish off when it provides the hole for you. I like to give it a little ribbon just to kind of finish that off. And so I'm going to take in some, this one is called Gold Striped Mesh Ribbon. And I'm going to pull this through, but really any ribbon that you have in your collection is going to work. So I'm just doing a loop through technique. So it kind of has that nice finished look on the top like that. So now we'll bring in our Stampin' Dimensionals. So these are double-sided foam pieces that help to lift things off the page. And I'm going to pay attention, I don't want it in the middle, I'm going to do it on the side. So I'm just going to find that halfway point and then just put a couple of dimensionals on the back. And that is going to give us a place that we can pop that up. So just right on the middle like that. Now, I love crumb cake, especially with pink. I just think they're a very nice color combo. So we're going to bring that in, and we can add a couple of dimensionals on the back of our bauble here. And with our tape, or you can use multi-purpose adhesive for this too, we're just going to add some double-sided tape and then stick that down like so. And then I'm pulling in from other collections because I really think you can, you don't have to stick within one collection to make a card. Just look at your supplies as a whole. And even though this was from a Halloween collection, I still love stars, especially for Christmas. And so I'm going to bring in the black stars and add a couple to my card here, just to really finish it off with that sparkly embellishment. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let me just mount it onto a card base. And now you can see we have this really pretty Christmas card done with our blending brushes to add that softness. And here you can add your greeting, of course. And then on the back, you'll want to add your signature. I usually like to add a little stamp. So if you wanted, you could just put even here, let's just add it. Instead of me talking about it, let's just add it. So this is from the inside of the stamp. You can just add a little stamp to the background like that. And then you can take your markers. I'm just going to add, with the pen end of one of my Stampin' Right markers, I'm just going to say Lindsay and then 25. So it just helps people know that you made that card for them, because when they receive this, they're going to be so thrilled that you spent the time on it. Okay, I have one more card I want to show you. And again, we're going to bring in our Bauble and Blooms die set. So I have done another basic white bauble with my gold foil. I just love gold for Christmas. And this time, I'm going to bring in Lemon Lime Twist. So Lemon Lime Twist is such a nice bright green. And again, we're just going to do the soft edges of our little ornament here. So just starting off the page, I do it quickly because I use blending brushes a lot, but you'll notice I always start on the edge and then move it in little circles towards the focal image there. And again, I'm leaving it lighter in the center this time because I have other things going over top, so I don't need to spend the ink or the time on it. So just like that. All right, so now from our festive friends, you've seen the dies already, but we're going to bring in the stamp set. They're just such cute little guys, and the snowman is my favorite. So we're going to bring in that die set and the stamps. And so with the green, I'm just going to ink up the snowflakes and add that. And I'm just turning the stamp. It just gives a little bit of a different image each time so that it doesn't look like you're repeating the same image over and over, even though we are. Next, I have here a snowman that I've pre-stamped and I've die cut out. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Blends, and I wanted to give you a little heads up. With Black Friday sales coming up, Stampin' Up! Is offering a Black Friday sale starting on November 25th, and we have a huge deal on our Stampin' Blend markers. So if you've watched me color, or if you have been a fan for a while and you need to replace colors, because they are a consumable product, then be sure to check out my online store starting November 25th, because it's going to rock your world. So you're going to want to grab yourself some Stampin' Blends markers. So I'm adding here a little orange nose for my snowman. This is from our Naturals collection, and this is the extra light. So we're going to add some cheeks. I just like how subtle that is. And then I was just recently at a Stampin' Up event. I went to Backstage, which is a leadership event, and I received a swap from my friend Jason, or Jay, I should say, Jay. And he gave me this little guy colored, and he's kind of an expert on coloring. And I just loved how he did the toque, and I should really ask him how he did it. But it's just, I loved how he left kind of a white line. So you'll notice I went with the dark Pool Party, and then I've got light going over top. That's going to blend out the edges like that. And then I'm going to use the pen end here and just add a little bit of blue along the edge of the toque, kind of giving a little like Pool Party shadow. And then here, kind of around the edges of the scarf, like that. And we'll do a little bit along the chin here of the snowman too. So next we're going to bring in our color lifter. So this isn't a color. This is actually a solution that works with your alcohol markers to lift color. So if you went out of the lines or you just want to make this more exaggerated here, you can see I'm going to go over top of where I've left that white line, and it's going to lift the color over the next minute or two so that it kind of blends it together. Same with like my little shadows here, just so it blurs out the line. And it just makes it look a lot more finished, I find. So this is one not to miss when you're getting your Stampin' Blends, because it kind of helps you to use the tools and blend those images better. So you can see now how the hat has that little highlight on it. So thanks Jay Soriano for that, because that was a really great tip. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the scarf. So I'm going to go dark on the top, and then I'm going to bring it in with the light. I'm using the pen end because I want to have control over where that color goes. How many of you love to color? How many of you struggle with coloring? Coloring is a passion. I do enjoy it. I'd like to get better at it. Here you can see I'm bringing that color lifter in and just blending out the edges. So it's something to work on, I think, for me, is becoming a better colorer. Okay, so here you can see what's happened when we do the little coloring on our snowman. So I'm going to bring back in our bauble, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue to add on that topper. We'll set that on just like so. And now I'm going to bring in a tree that was cut from the Festive Friends dies. This is such a cute tree. It kind of makes me think of like a Dr. Seuss tree. So you can either pop it up, or if you'd prefer, you can just use your glue. You'd need to use mini dimensionals if you're going to pop it up. On this one, I'm just going to stick it flat. So we're going to add that to our bauble here. So you can see it's the coordinating color. We'll just give it a second for the glue to grab. And then I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of my little snowman. Okay, and so this is going to go here, just like that. Now, I really love texture on a card, and so I wanted to share with you this Birchwood 3D embossing folder. It is extra thick, so you're going to need to use the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with it, and it adds this texture of wood. So you can see what the picture on the front here looks like. And I ran through Pool Party cardstock, and so here you can see what it looks like with that texture. Isn't that fun? So now we're going to add this onto our background, and I find when you have texture like this, it's better to use dimensionals or multi-purpose glue to hold them together. Our Stampin' Seal will work, but it might not hold with the same power, staying power that you want. So just to make sure nothing falls apart in the mail, we want to make sure that we've got extra powerful glue. So already, look at how cute this is with the snowman. Are you guys liking that? Now from the same Festive Friends bundle, we've got this little tag that cuts out the stars. And I just brought in the We Wish You a Merry Christmas from the same stamp set. And we're going to ink that up. Make sure we've got it all covered. And then we're going to stamp that here on the bottom. Cute. I love that font. And now I'm going to bring in my lemon lime twist, and use the snowflakes again. And I'm just going to stamp over the edge like that. So we've got that cute little finishing touch on our tag. So let's bring in our dimensionals. And so we're going to add one here and one here. And now we can throw that on below where our little guy's sitting. So cute. Okay, and another thing I can't get enough of is the black and white baker's twine with the gold in it. It's just so elegant and pretty. And so I'm going to use a pair of scissors and cut a piece. Now, if you want to see a really special way to tie a bow, this is called a bow tire. This is not a Stampin' Up product. This is just something that someone made me for my studio. But you can see anything that has 2 tines is going to work for you. So if you have a meat fork or a friend with 2 fingers, this will work. So we're going to start with the thread on the opposite side of the pegs. You're going to switch hands. One of the pieces is going to be on the bottom. You're going to pull that through on the top, and the other one goes through at the bottom. So you'll notice I haven't tied anything yet. Then we're going to just give it a tug so it's nice and tight. And then we're going to tie a knot, and that finishes it off so that you can just pull it off of the tines, and you've got a perfect little bow. So I'm going to bring in some mini glue dots. And the mini glue dots, you'll notice, is a little tiny circle of glue. You can pull that up with your bow. And then we're going to add that to the bottom of our greeting here. Now, the last thing I wanted to do is add in some embellishments. And there is a very sweet shaker stars option for you. So you can use this for any shaker cards, but I wanted to just use the stars as they are. And they don't have adhesive on them because they're meant for a shaker card, but I'm going to bring in my glue and just add a couple of dots of glue here. And then I'm going to use my take your pick tool. So it has this putty end that's sticky, and so you can use it to just pick up your sequins and then slide it off with your finger. And it just makes for like such a cute little way to add embellishments to your projects. And now we have those fun little stars. So I'll skip ahead to the finished one with the card base and show you how it looks when it's all done. Isn't that a nice little card? I just love it. So again, we've got our bauble here in the background, the blooms and baubles, baubles and blues, bauble blooms. There we go. And so it just adds a cute little background that's not a circle, that's not a square. It's just a little bit different. And then of course the other one are this one. So kind of 2 PYP cards for you today. If you're not familiar with that expression, ask your friends. I have been doing these videos now for about 5 years, and I don't know where that evolved from, but anyway, we like to end with a PYP card. I hope you have an amazing weekend, my friends, and thank you for tuning in today. It means the world to me that you'll spend time crafting with me. And if you'd like to go ahead and purchase any of the supplies that I have shown here, you can visit my online store. You can find it on my website at cloud9stampers.com, or you can find it by searching me on the Stampin' Up website. All right, my friends, have a great weekend. Bye for now.